Let's start with the financials, and we'll
Sure.
get to the furniture.
Yeah.
A drop in revenue, as reported by the information. I mean, what's happening, in short?
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about this for a while, right? Which is that 90% roughly of Twitter's revenue comes from advertising. And if you're an advertiser right now, Twitter is a sort of a scary place. It's not a comfortable, a safe environment to be spending your money. And so I don't think any of us are shocked. We've seen the headlines and the news about a lot of these big advertisers who have stepped back from Twitter. And so the reality that this hit them very hard, especially in the fourth quarter when, you know, a lot of the marketing budgets usually come about, is not a super big surprise to me.
Kurt, how is Twitter in chief dealing with all of this? Because many had sort of commented that the tweets coming from Elon Musk have got a little less, well, controversial, shall we say, of late. But how is he trying to ensure that people are coming back to the platform, wanting to advertise with him?
Yeah, it does seem like he has sort of maybe redirected some of his attention, right? And perhaps that means to Tesla. Obviously, at the end of the year, beginning of this year, there was a lot of frustration from Tesla investors that he was not paying closer attention to the company. And so this may just be simply that, you know, he got there, he did a lot of the budget cuts that he was planned, the layoffs that were planned, and now he feels like he can sort of redirect attention elsewhere, right? But I think, like, bringing people back, unfortunately, that just takes time and it takes trust if you're an advertiser. And I'm not sure that Twitter has really earned the trust back from those big brand marketers. And it's probably the kind of thing that will take a while, and they'll have to watch and say, like, is Elon just taking a couple weeks off of tweeting controversial things, or is this the new normal for him moving forward? And I don't think we can say that just yet.
I want to dig deep into financials. I want to talk about the world's second richest man and how he's going to bring advertisers back. But I'm not going to ask you about that.
You want to know about the chairs? The office chairs.
I want to know about this auction. What caught your eye? Did you buy anything? Or?
I didn't buy anything. Maybe a high top table. You and Caroline can come over for dinner sometime. That would be quite fun. But no, I mean, like, it's sad, right? It is.
There is a serious point behind this, which is that many people lost their jobs. That building was once full.
It makes sense from a logistics standpoint, right? If you are Twitter, you used to have close to 7,500, 8,000 employees, and you now have, you know, 25 or 30% of that. You don't need all of this office space. You don't need all of this office furniture. You don't need 500 whiteboards or 500 standing desks or whatever it may be, right? So it makes sense that they would get rid of this. But I think, you know, what a lot of people are seeing, right, is sort of like a yard sale from this company that had, for a long time, like a very visible culture, probably more than most tech companies, right? With the @ symbol or the big neon bird. Like, these are the things we would see pictures of at, like, the office holiday party or whatever, right? So I just feel like maybe there's a little bit more kind of connection to Twitter's culture than most companies, just because so much of it plays out on the service itself.
So looking at the stats, the bird statue went for 100,000 in the auction.
Right.
But Heritage Global Partners, who was behind the auction, kept saying, look, this isn't for the finances. Why do it then? And why do it so publicly?
Well, I think to do it is, again, sort of like a space thing, right? Like, if you're really getting rid of offices in the way that we've seen Twitter get rid of, close the Seattle office. I think there was a Singapore office that they closed last week as well. Like, you got to do something with all the stuff that's in those offices, right? There's a logistics part of this where they no longer have the space to hold it. So I think that's probably part of it. Now, doing it publicly, I guess, how are you going to get the most bang for your buck, right? You have to make sure people know to go and bid on this thing. So I'm sort of speculating here, right? Because we haven't heard Elon say, here's the strategy behind the auction. But my guess would be that that's why they want to do it the way that they've been doing it.